For our warm-up in this workout, we're going to start off on the ground in a 90-90 position doing heel clicks. So I'm going to try to get my body upright facing forward leg, okay? If I need to get a little easier position, I can go down to my elbow or work my hand out. The more upright I come, the more challenging this will be. I'm going to get my hand, my front leg hand supporting me on the side, the back leg hand pushing my knee down. I'm going to lift my foot, keeping the knee on the ground. From here, my knee is going to travel straight up, and I'm going to scoop my heel towards the other heel. I don't want my knee and my leg to come forward. Again, trying to stay in that elevator, and then when I replace, I put my knee down and I'll leave the foot up. Knee travels up, sweep the feet under, trying to keep my torso upright. I don't want to do a lot of twisting like that. I'm going to be using my spine to do what the hip does. Our purpose here is to get the femur, the long bone here in the thigh, to rotate inside of the pelvis, which stays still. Really using that hip adductors, and then rotating those internal rotators, those external rotators here, and the internal rotators back. Try to keep all this still. You're going to feel this a lot in the hip. So we'll do 10 on the left and 10 on the right. Then, as we like to do, we're going to do squats today in our workout. So we're going to do squats for our warm-up. We're going to hold the weight here, tight to our body. We're going to work our way down. We're going to start with light weights, okay? Just grooving that pattern, making sure that we're staying in our elevator, really honing in on form, keeping that chest up, holding those hips down. We'll do 10 to 12 squats, and then we're going to do med ball same. So you're going to reach up as high as you can, slam the med ball down. Right back up, slam the med ball down. We're trying to get our full body movement, a little explosive, central nervous system working a little bit, trying to get that blood flowing, pumping our body temperature up. Okay, we'll do 2 to 3 rounds of that. It kind of depends upon how much time you have, how you're feeling. If you're coming off sitting on your desk all day, maybe go a little longer. If the first thing in the morning you're already up and rolling, let's maybe go ahead and just do 2 sets. After that, we're going to do our working set squats. So I've got an elevation. If you're able to clear the ground with this, make sure that you get plates or boxes that you can stand on. If you can't clear the ground, it's not necessary. We really want to work on thinking our butt beats our kettlebell to the ground. That's going to help keep us upright, and my butt moves down the whole time. When I can't go down anymore, I reverse direction and come back up. I'm pulling myself actively down into the hole and then popping back up. Make sure that we're not dropping our chest too far. That's working more to a hinge, which is not a bad movement, but today we're trying to squat. So pull yourself down, chest up, and then pop back up. Keep that core tight. We don't want that pelvis to move around at all. We don't want that pelvis to dump. We don't want our spine to wheel. After that, we're pushing the sled down, back, use the whole distance of the turf. We're trying to go about 15, 20 yards, then turn around and go 15, 20 yards back. If you don't have access to a sled, okay, we can get on a wall here, drive, and push as hard as you can. Try to push that wall over and just push as hard as you can and march. You can bring that knee up, pause for a second, switch quick. Bring that knee up for a second, pause, switch quick. That's for more fast twitch, okay? Or you can march like you just saw me for more slow twitch. If you have access to the sled though, let's try to use that with a moderate weight, pushing down, back, separate those two, try to get down as quick as you can, then switch the post or turn the sled around and push it back as fast as you can. Don't worry about going fast between the two. We're gonna do 4 rounds of this. We're trying to work up to 6 to 8 reps, or excuse me, 8 to 10 reps with the kettlebell. If you're using the barbell, which is fine, try to do 6 to 8 reps, get a little heavier, okay? And then we're doing the sled. We have 4 total working sets of that after we do our warm-up of 2 to 3 rounds. Z press. We're gonna have our legs straight out in front of us. We're trying to drive our knees down and pull ourselves upright, our upper body upright with our hip flexors. So the very upper part of our quad, and even more here towards the outside of our quad. We're using our chest to stick up, so I don't want to arch my spine a lot. I want to extend at that mid-back between the shoulder blades, stick that sternum up. I'm going to do an Arnold Z press. So I'm sitting up tall, pressing up with both hands, pulling down. Notice how I keep the dumbbells apart at the top. I reach towards the ceiling and pull back down. Reach toward the ceiling and pull back down. I don't have any movement in my torso. I'm working on lifting my legs up and driving my knees down, really flexing these quads, and that's holding my body up. From there, I'm gonna be in a landmine row. So you're gonna stick the barbell in the corner. If you've got a landmine sleeve, that's great to use, all right? My handle is gonna go all the way up against the collar. So I'm gonna slip underneath, and I'm pull it all the way up against the collar. My toes are in line with the plates. I sit down. My weight is in my legs and my butt, okay? So I'm not gonna stand up out of the squat. I'm gonna stay in it, and I'm gonna rub. Keeping the handle on the collar. Big squeeze, see how I'm staying in my legs? They're my foundation and my support. My shoulder blades come together. I let the shoulder blades out. Shoulder blades come together, shoulders go out. I have a big row, and I never lose that squat position. I stay low in my legs. After that, I'm gonna come over here to my crossover symmetry bands. It's a great investment for the upper back, shoulder health. So if you have a lot of shoulder issues going on, or you use your shoulders a lot, that's maybe a good investment. You can also just tie a band to two opposite posts. That works well too, if you don't have these crossover symmetry bands. The important thing here is I'm going to cross the bands over. So I have a right post and a left post, and I cross them over. So my right hand holds the left anchor, and my left hand holds the right anchor. I'm going to sit in my exact same stance I had for my Z press a second ago. Sitting up tall, quads and hip flexors are on, and I'm doing a big reverse hug. Never losing that position, and letting those shoulder blades come together and move apart. Come together, move apart. Come together, move apart. I'm sitting up tall. Don't let it round. Don't bend the knees here. Don't let the knees roll out. Sit up tall. And squeeze those shoulder blades. Let those shoulder blades ride around the rib cage. We're going to do 12 there. So, for our Z press, our overhead Arnold, we're going to do 8 to 10. We're going to do 10 to 12. Even if you get down to 8, if you get some really heavy sets going here on the landmine, that's fine. And then 12 reps, sitting up tall and giving a big reverse hug. Again, crossing those bands. That's really important. That the anchor on the left side goes in the right hand, and the anchor on the right side goes in the left hand. Have fun. For our last circuit in this, we're going to have 2 dumbbells or kettlebells. It doesn't matter, whatever you want. We're going to do a single leg hinge. So I'm going to get all my weight on my left foot, okay? Therefore, my right foot's just going to be a little kickstand. Keeping my shoulders and arms pinned against my body, I'm going to move at the hip and reach down for my ankle. So I'm reaching back down. I don't want my arms to be here. I want my arms to be back. And then I'm going to scoop my legs back under me. I'm going to touch the ground with this leg to kind of regain my balance, find my center of gravity, find that big toe, and I'm going to hinge, scoop back up. Touch that foot, hinge, scoop back up. Hinge, reaching back, scoop back up. Notice how my hands drift back towards my ankle, not forward towards my toe. All my movement happens in the hip. Don't worry about how low we get. I don't want to reach down and then move at the back. We don't want to move at the spine to achieve greater depth. We don't necessarily care how low we get. It's important that we get as low as we can, but how low that is, we don't necessarily care about. Hinge at that hip and then scoop back underneath. After that, we're going to be in our split stance. So I'm going to have my right foot forward, my left foot back. My left knee is almost going to touch the ground. I'm up on that back toe. Don't get here, get here. We want to pull this front leg back, pull the back leg forward isometrically. So boom, I'm locking everything in. I'm going to keep my lower body silent while I chop. High on the front side, low on the back side. High, low, I'm turning that chest and trying to keep the lower body still. I'll do 10 chops, switch legs. Pulling with the front leg, pushing with the back leg, chopping, turning that chest, not just swinging the arms, I'm turning that chest, keeping the lower body still. After that, I'm gonna grab another ball, same size, and I'm gonna get a ball on each arm here. I'm gonna get my elbows up and back, and then I'm gonna have nice, controlled walks. I'm gonna feel myself a heel strike and push forward off that toe. So I have a nice gait, nice locomotion forward. It's important that when we have the balls up, we don't arch our back here. Keep the ribs back. Yes, down a little bit, but we don't want to crunch too hard and shut this side down and make the front side long. We want to get our ribs back so that we can have a nice tall posture without flaring our ribs, keeping those elbows up, okay? If you have 2 med balls, that's great. If not, you can get a bag, a sack, a sandbag, it all works fine. I'm trying to get those elbows up and lift that weight. We're gonna try to walk about 50 yards there and back, maybe 100 yards total, all right? And then we'll reset on the circuit, okay? We're gonna do 8 hinges on each side, all 8 on the left, then all 8 on the right. 10 chops on each side. Catch your breath between them, don't rush through any of this. Okay, then we're gonna do our walks with our arms up, 2 ball on the shoulder walks. We're gonna try to go 100 yards. Then you're gonna get a drink, rest for a couple minutes, hit it again. We got 4 rounds of this. Have fun, leave comments below. Questions, shoot me at VFit Gyms. Thank you, appreciate you, love you.